like make the dinner reservation, whatever, but girls like usually like dress up more, like put on the makeup.
Oh, you put on the makeup and dress up? In another video, you would talk about how you get dressed up and put on the makeup for yourself. We just want to feel sexy. We do this for ourselves. We just want to feel good. We don't do it for you icky men.
Wanted a date, you want to find your mate, go to the library. Go to the grocery store, date someone who looks like you, who's gonna be attracted to you.
Bro, I feel like a psychic, bro. You see, I literally was saying this at the beginning of the video. You need to go somewhere where they look and act like you. Birds of a feather flock together. We've all heard it, and it's true. Yo, what's going on, family? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. There's been a video going viral lately about this guy who looks pretty pathetic, and I say that with all due respect. I wanted to comment on that video originally by itself, but they had a very interesting conversation. They kind of missed some things, and I kind of want to pick up the slack. I can't really blame them because it's a live show. You're going to miss things. I probably would have done the same thing with points that they made in this back and forth. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to break it down.
Reading through this, you know, find better, you'll be fine, on to the next. She ain't the one, stop talking to her, keep going. Women have a natural abundance mindset. I don't know if y'all caught on to that.
Okay, so this is the funny thing about humans. Are men and women different? Yes, they are different, very different. But there are some differences that are more nature, some are more nurture, and some of the nurture is because of nature. So we can actually share some characteristics that are just highlighted or brought out more because of treatment that you would get, you know, throughout your daily life. So women having a natural abundance mindset, I don't really think that's the case. I think they have an abundance mindset that is instilled early on. Because I can promise you this, you go to young men that come from very privileged backgrounds. I've met some. They are just as bratty, just as spoiled, just as annoying, just as entitled as young women. The difference is that women get that treatment from the general public. So it's going to be a lot more widespread. It's not something that they just are born with feeling. It's just that how men, because of our biological imperative, decide to treat them like this from early on. So that's where it becomes. It's not natural as in they just wake up like that. That's false.
But with their answers, you know what I mean? But you guys don't really, you know what? I'll ask that question after the video. Let's go ahead and play the video real fast that we have here.
I know the one you mean.
But their answers, guys, are very abundance mindset type answers.
This went viral,
which
actually.
Women naturally have that abundance mindset. So this guy goes, man gets emotional after being stood up at a restaurant, waiting for his date to show up. I brought flowers. I've been consistent.
And I'll say this before the video starts. I felt bad for the dude, but I blame the people in his life for it. Because he looks too old for this shit, to be honest. Looks like there's some gray in his beard. Guys, when you're young, you're going to make your mistakes. You're going to have your bumps and bruises. You're going to learn how women are, and you're going to adapt your mind, hopefully. This guy either started dating very late. Maybe he was career-oriented, whatever, super, you know, to himself, not outgoing, can't really speak, not confident. So maybe he's just more recently been putting himself out there in the dating market. But you're too old to still be thinking like this, my guy. Hopefully he can figure it out, though. You know, I feel for him. He seems like a good dude, so it is what it is.
Talking to this girl for 2 weeks. I made plans. I'm just looking for my person. So let's go ahead and roll the clip.
So I just left the restaurant after waiting 30 minutes for a date to show up, and apparently I got stood up. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm trying to do everything right to be a gentleman. I brought flowers. Aww. I've been consistent talking with this girl for 2 weeks, trying to get to know what she likes, what she doesn't like. I made plans. I picked the restaurant, the day, and the time.
First off, bro, this ain't 1940 anymore, bro. It don't take you 2 weeks to meet a girl that's into you. A lot of them want to meet that day, point blank. I have to actually make excuses a lot of times to avoid seeing some of these chicks because I'm just like, I don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with your work bullshit and all of that kind of stuff. So one, you were talking to her for 2 weeks, she didn't really want to see you. You were just there because, you know, you were a nice guy. My guess, he's not the most attractive dude, but he makes good money and he's a nice person. So some girl probably came across that scene and said, oh, let me give him a try, and quickly found out he's too much of a pussy, you know, to find him really that attractive. She was probably thinking like he would be a nice guy, but there's something about him doesn't do it for her.
You know, I've done everything to be just the kind of guy that would value somebody's time. Like, I'm just looking for my person. I'm just looking for the one that I guess is out there for me. I mean, I want to be somebody's husband someday, father. I'm trying to do everything that's right.
See, she said this is cringe, and it is. Like I said, I feel bad for the dude because he's obviously been led up the wrong path. It is 1000% cringe. That being said, he's a very nice guy. He does deserve to have someone, but let's be honest, women don't deserve him. And I know it sounds cliche, but as far as treating someone right, he looks like he would be the monogamous guy. He would provide and make sure she doesn't need for anything. He looks like the type that'll jump in front of a bullet for his girl. But how many women actually deserve that treatment today? It's probably closer to 0% than it's closer to 2%. Just being honest. So, I mean, dude, you gotta just, you need to, I don't know. I don't want to say go to one of these dudes that have dating courses, but you need some kind of help. Not a therapist. You need someone to get that dog in you, bro. That's what you need.
Stood up.
Is he already recording?
Like, my feelings didn't even matter. Sitting there eating a meal by myself. Realizing that nobody even cares about people anymore.
He needs therapy.
Like, alien dating shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't be this hard to find somebody. It shouldn't be this difficult.
You shouldn't have put that camera on your face, bro. Just being honest.
To be kind to one another.
You need some homies in your life, man. That'll get you through these times and show you the ropes.
Everything.
So I just left the restaurant after.
They play Smack That in the back.
Yeah, I know. I was just vibing.
I was also like,
Yeah.
the song in my head.
But ladies, I saw the video.
And I want the audience to pay attention to what the girls were doing when they were watching him.
Bro, they were cringe.
They're laughing, cringe.
Also, guys, you never want a woman saying, "Oh, I feel bad for you." That is the last thing you want. Obviously, most of you guys probably know that. But you do not want a girl feeling bad for you, any kind of sympathy. That does not make her wet. 2, this guy was probably talking to a girl that looked something like this. He needs to go to like some kind of nerd convention, you know, Dungeons and Dragons type shit, because they all can vibe out there. Not every girl is like this, guys. I just want to put it out there. I know this show kind of makes you think all girls operate on this plane. No, it's the girls that you're attracted to physically. A lot of them work off this wavelength, okay? But that's not the case. This guy probably contacted a girl like this, was thinking like, maybe I can have her. He needs to go to some nerd convention, Yu-Gi-Oh tournament or some shit. And I'm not saying that as an insult, because I'd probably have to end up getting a girl from there because I'm a very low-key dude myself. But that's what he needs to do. He needs to go do a Pokemon Go fucking thing and meet some nerd girl there. Because a nerd girl would probably appreciate him and be a little bit more on his type of time.
She wants someone.
Go ahead. No, I'll let them talk first.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? We can start right here.
I mean, yeah, I feel bad for him that like he got stood up, but like you just, you know, like move on to the next person. Just keep trying to find another person, because honestly that person just sucks. They clearly left him, like, you know, stood up and whatever. He ate a meal by himself. It's not the end of the world though. Like, he can stand up and find another person.
I agree, but from the female's perspective, it's a lot easier. it's easier said than done on a guy's side to just have someone else, because chances are you already got 20 guys on the back burner. So if that guy stands you up, you probably could go on a date in an hour and a half. Because you're going to be 100% real about it. If this girl, who, I'm going to be honest, she's not all that, okay? But for the sake of argument, let's just say, you know what, she's pretty hot. If she got stood up by me or some guy, right? If she contacted one of the many guys that she's talking to alongside me, she could be on a date within an hour and a half. That guy will be ready, probably be picking her up and ready to bring her somewhere else. So their definition of stood up and ours is a little different, especially for a guy like that. He can't just, ta-da, I've got another one. It ain't gonna work like that. He had to work his ass off just to get that confirmation to go on that one date. Okay, he had to work 2 weeks for that. You gotta be kidding me.
Instead of like, you know, like being all sad, you should just, you know, keep going and like maybe talk to a friend or something instead of just putting it online, because it just kind of makes it even worse for him.
I agree with that. He definitely should not have put it online. But when she said talk to a friend, I don't think he has many friends, if any friends. Like I said, he needs to go to like some nerd convention and talk to people that are more like him, where you're all doing like a kind of like a hobby. You're not just in a room, because that's kind of awkward. But if you're all like into comic books or cards or whatever, there's at least a common ground. You can have more conversation that starts organically, and then you can actually make some friends and maybe find a girlfriend.
Because then people just look at him like a weak person.
Yes,
Right.
100%. She's right.
Interesting.
Well, I know, like, you could tell, like, it was really hard. I mean, I'm not a guy, so I can't really, like, truly understand. Yeah, but
Okay.
I noticed that it is a lot harder based on also some of my friends that are guys. Like, they go through a lot of
At
similar
least she
things,
understands.
and it's
She's
really
somewhat
hard to
empathetic.
kind of push after that, because it's kind of like you just took a stop and you're just like, oh my god, like, this just happened to me. And then the guy starts questioning themselves, because then they're like, oh, am I not good enough? Am I doing something wrong? So in that perspective, it makes sense. But at the same time, it's that push and motivation that they need to ensure that they are confident in themselves, because then they think that they're not good enough, and sometimes they're actually more good enough than they think.
All right.
She's pretty much on the money. Guys need to just stop caring about what girls think, man, or anyone for that matter. The only people that you should really be concerned about their opinions are the closest people to you, because they're the only ones that would even have your best interest at heart. Everyone else, fuck them, honestly.
What? Someone said he ate 2 plates and dessert.
So,
What are your thoughts on that?
like, it's sad, but shit happens. Guys also many times disappoint women, so I will tell him, you know, cry. It's okay to cry. You'll be fine.
But be honest,
and
though.
maybe go find therapy that will help
you think
you
men
to
flick
get
on women as much as women
Yeah,
flick
be
on men,
honest,
though,
though.
realistically speaking?
No, but they disappoint many with the other different stuff, you know, like they can disappoint.
Here's the thing, ladies, you need to understand, the things that men disappoint you with, chances are you would never do for a guy anyway. It's 2 different levels. You are the receiver. Men are givers, women are receivers. So whatever disappointment you might face, you would never even be willing to put yourself in that position. In general. Of course, there are exceptions, but in general, okay? These ladies, none of them have to put in 2 weeks of time to talking to a man just to get him to maybe meet up. They don't have to pick the place. They sit back and let things happen and just show up, okay?
Point differently.
But not like that, though.
Oh, I mean, he just made a really big deal about it on the internet.
He didn't found out he has cancer.
But-
You know, you just gotta stood up and date. There's other women in the world. You know, it's not
Like-
the end of the
Mindset,
world.
bro.
Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I'm so like,
Yeah.
bro.
Imagine every time that we got like stood up for a date or something, or somebody flicked on us, we made a video like that.
You know what's crazy?
Women do it.
They
Every
do.
time guys
They do it
post-
A lot.
Guys post a lot.
TikTok,
so
yeah.
it's like,
Like the reason why men don't go, the reason why men go viral for doing that dumb shit is because they make fun of them. When a woman does it, it's all over the place on TikTok. Women are constantly crying about not being able to get a guy to take them
because
seriously.
guys
You
ghost
even
all the
said it.
time.
He looks weak doing it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
only
You
been
said
talking
it's
to her for 2 weeks.
All right.
Said only for 2 weeks, but they haven't met yet. I'm sorry, I don't know anyone that's talking to somebody for 2 weeks and doesn't meet if they have those intentions in the first place. So the fact that he had to put in that much time, nah, man, she's bugging. She said only 2 weeks.
Only 2 weeks.
Thank
That's what he
you.
said. He said
I mean,
that's a lot.
2 weeks.
That's a long time.
All right, what about
And
you?
I
What are your
think,
thoughts?
what are my thoughts on it? At first,
I bet you gave up the cheeks to a dude that you've probably known for a couple hours. You're talking about 2 weeks ain't a lot of time. Give me a break.
was one thing, but as the video went on, I think he has like underlying health, mental issues.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
yeah.
Honestly, if you're asking me my thoughts, I don't think he's fully. Yeah.
No, he's just socially awkward. He's a guy that never came out of his shell, never blossomed. He's obviously not the best looking dude, so he never even had that much opportunity to get, to build his swag up. He doesn't have the juice. It is what it is. But I don't think he has anything off necessarily. He's just an awkward dude. He never really learned how to talk to women. It is what it is.
Normal. In the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this chick sucks," and people don't do that. Don't be an asshole. Just cancel if you're not gonna go. Don't make people.
But
take,
the more
like,
he
time, show up
talked, I
places.
thought
Like,
it's okay
he
to totally
fucking
do that.
What if I told you a lot of guys are just like him?
I don't think a lot of guys are like that. And if they are, I think a lot of guys get stood up. You're right, but a lot of guys. I mean, clearly that video went viral because there's not that many guys doing it. You just said that.
It's viral
Are you
because
like
a lot of men
You
are in the
cry
same
like
shoes
You
as him.
just said that it went viral because women do it, and so when a man does it, it's very bizarre. It's not as normal.
They keep it to
On
themselves.
camera.
Yeah, exactly.
On
So this
camera.
guy
Do you
doing it
guys
on
do
camera,
that?
there's not a lot of men. Like, you're right. There are a lot of men who get stood up that feel disappointed. But I honestly, you asked me my thoughts. As the video went on, he's different. Something I would
He's
say.
socially awkward and he's disappointed. Probably not the first time it's happened. And the girl probably gave him a lot of tongue service, made him think that she was super into him. So it probably raised his level of excitement and anticipation, which made him fall and crash to the ground when the disappointment came and he realized this chick ain't showing up. That's all it was. It's so funny that guys can never have an opinion about women. You don't know what it is like to be a woman. You don't know this. You're a guy. What are you talking? And now this chick is so confident in what most men are like. When you block out most men from your vision, you got tunnel vision for a very select few men, but you know what all guys are like. Okay. A lot of guys are like that. Not all. I wouldn't even say most, but there's a large population of guys that are very awkward when it comes to women. Very.
Say he has some underlying mental health
Yeah,
condition.
here's the thing.
They call him retarded?
Not calling him retarded.
Wow.
I'm not calling him.
No, like he has
thinks he has some
depression or
mental-
something.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
What-
that's
what I-
not
what I think
typical
is-
behavior. Being upset, being stood up, that happens to a lot of men. But clearly that you guys just admitted, men don't, at least for 45.
We should all do camera.
Yeah, okay, so
That would
what
be
is it
really
about
sad.
him that made him do it on camera that other men wouldn't, especially for 60 seconds? He's a little different, that's all I'm saying. Okay.
To be honest,
Well,
like most men feel that way deep down, but they
yeah.
gotta
And
sit in
women
the corner,
don't.
in the crib, and just cry it out or just like figure it out.
I agree that a lot of men
He
feel
was-
disappointed.
He was
brave enough to put on
brave
camera.
enough or dumb enough to put on camera. I
Yeah.
don't know. Either or.
I
he did it,
mean,
which is why it went viral because
Look.
most guys don't ever do that.
If he stopped it at like the first 15 seconds, like, guys, I put in my time, this sucks, I want to find my person. If he stopped it there, it would have been different. But the way he kept going, that's my thoughts.
I mean,
Yeah,
most
yeah.
guys-
He was just laying out the circumstances. It's not like he was going off on a tangent. He said, I talked to her for 2 weeks. I bought flowers. I waited 30 minutes. I made the time. I just want to find. It's not like that sounded like, I'm not going to say normal for him to put on camera, but the things he was frustrated about were perfectly normal. I don't know what her big deal is about that.
It's like what
What I'm saying is that a lot of guys are like him, where their tonality is fucked up. They're not really confident. They're really like have a scarcity mindset with women. Will spend a bunch of time talking to a girl, bringing flowers on the first date. A lot of guys struggle with women just like him. I think that's why it resonates with so many guys.
That sucks.
He was brave enough to put a camera on him, but that goes back to my original point that most men struggle with women.
I don't think he's most men, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
trust me, he is.
He's a lot of men. I wouldn't necessarily say most men, but he's like a lot of men.
He's losing it. No, yeah. We're all women. We're all seeing it. We're all seeing
This is a
That's how you
very
visualize yourself.
You just said that people are making fun of him.
Yeah, but this is a very typical guy.
I don't think people.
This is a
No,
very
it's
typical
not.
guy.
I just
How is she so confident in saying no? He's not like a lot of
What
men.
I mean is, you guys just admitted
But it
2 minutes ago.
happens.
This is more common with women doing, and especially getting on camera. I said if he stopped it earlier,
I
but
wanna
as time
see
went
the girl,
on, I
and
think
that's
he
gonna answer
actually
the
has
question.
some type of underlying issue. And
didn't
he's
sound like
great.
a
And
Asperger.
I think he seems very sweet, and that's why I just said girls don't do this. Nobody should treat
No, you
people
call
like
him
this.
retarded.
Yeah,
I didn't call him
basically.
retarded. I said underlying. He might have mental issues. I do think that. I'm being honest, but that doesn't mean anybody should treat any human being like this. This is unacceptable.
I mean, it's AirPods. I mean, shaved.
I mean,
He's a regular
That doesn't bother me
dude.
at all. That's not what.
He's a regular guy. He wasn't blessed physically. He doesn't have any swag. Because there's guys that aren't the most physically attractive that still got the juice. They know how to talk. They got the gift of gab. Hey, what's up, shorty? You know what I'm saying? How you doing, baby girl? Feel me, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got it like that. He has neither. He doesn't have the talking down. He doesn't have the looks down. He looks like he's probably a little out of shape. So he really doesn't have much going for him outside of probably a good job, which probably took him away from developing any kind of social skills because he was so focused on school and whatever else.
Here's the thing. A lot of men go through the same experience that he's describing right now.
That's true.
This is a very average guy. You can see he's a little overweight, etc. Like, this is where a lot of men fall into this category of where this guy is.
And that's why I said
wanna
people don't
see
treat
the-
people like this.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
but the reality is you can say that, but women are going to do that.
It's gonna happen.
Some women are, and those women suck. I agree with you.
Yeah,
and
that's
So
true.
you suck.
But
I
the same thing
I
can
never
happen
did
to
anything like this. Did you not hear my
as well
answer? I
for-
never did that.
You flicked though.
No, but she
No,
never
I
stood
never
up.
stood
She even
anybody
said-
up.
Yeah,
But you
none
still
of us
flicked
said
though.
that.
Nobody brought me flowers and showed up somewhere. That, and I never talked to someone for
Well, you
2
don't know that
weeks.
if you
You don't know
flicked.
that.
No,
You
and I
flicked.
never talked to
You never
someone
talked to him for 2 weeks? I thought it was just 2 weeks. Didn't the other girl say, oh, it was only 2 weeks? What's the big deal? Because it is a big deal. To talk for 2 weeks today and now? Nah, bro. 2 weeks is a long fucking time. If I actually want to meet a girl and I got to wait more than like 2-3 days of talking to like at least plan something out, that's a dub. You out your mind. And she's got to be fine for me to even go to 3 days.
and then flake. That never.
Yeah, that's just a
Right.
terrible
Yeah,
person.
Guys do that a lot,
Either
though.
way,
They
you don't
ghost a lot.
Yeah, they
Either
do.
way, I don't know if he bought flowers weeks in
Ghosting?
advance. I mean, at that point, he probably has
You
mental
just
health
admitted
issues
yourself
too.
that
It happens.
you ghost more than they ghost you.
No. Well,
Yes.
Yes.
half and half.
Bullshit.
Oh, now it's half and half?
Bullshit.
It happens, you know.
Now it's half and half.
I would
Amen.
say, yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts on this?
It's the same thing as if a guy, like, I know he probably puts in more effort, like in a way of like getting flowers, so like maybe like make the dinner reservation, whatever. But girls like usually like dress up more, like put on the makeup.
Oh, you put on the makeup and dress up? In another video, you would talk about how you get dressed up and put on the makeup for yourself. We just want to feel sexy. We do this for ourselves. We just want to feel good. We don't do it for you icky men. And now you want kudos and fucking brownie points for going on a date for something that you said out your own mouth that you would do on your own with your own girls. Like, get out of here. This is the like kind of bullshit that I wish they would have picked up on, because it's blatant bullshit.
Hair, do whatever, like
We do-
it's different things they put into the date, but whatever.
That you would have done it anyway. How many videos have you seen on YouTube, guys, and girls, if there's any watching, where women talk about that they get sexy and they dress provocatively, not for male attention, but for their own feelings to feel sexy? How many times have you heard that? And now she's saying, oh no, this is our way. Get the fuck out of here.
It would suck. I would probably not like cry and get the video if it happened to me, but yeah, it would suck for me
All right.
too.
I think what he did was adorable, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah, but you won't fucking go,
Not
so-
at all.
No, I wouldn't, but it's
Exactly.
so cute because
So it's
nobody
still
does that
out.
nowadays.
At least she's honest. She's like, look, I feel bad for him. You know, he does seem like a good person, but I wouldn't fuck him. That is 100% honesty, short to the point, unlike these broads outside of this one. Unlike these bros that are just trying to put on this fake bull crap.
What's a teddy bear?
Yeah. Last thing you want is female sympathy, guys.
Last
Yeah,
thing.
bro.
All right, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Well, as I said, she did you a favor. You're not wasting your time anymore.
I like
That's
that.
easy to say after you spend 2
I
weeks
mean,
and
you've
bought
been
flowers.
talking to her for 2 weeks, right? But you're not going to talk to her anymore. So she cut that, and you're better off.
Why couldn't she cut it off before I left the house, made the reservations, put on my clothes, made plans? I could have maybe been hanging out with my homeboys, maybe playing a video game online in my boxers, chilling. But instead I'm out here looking like a goofball. But she did me a favor. This is the kind of stupid shit females be saying.
Why not from the very beginning say, you know what? Nah, buddy, you don't got a chance. Deuces.
So we all agree that
I agree. That would be better.
weeks
But
of
like,
flowers and
given the
chocolate plates?
circumstances.
That's not a messed up person. That's just like a really
This
fucked up
happens a lot.
person because,
Yeah.
like, not even a call or anything.
No, but all
That's
of
messed up,
us in here have agreed that that's not like okay.
And
But you tried to justify it. But guys do too. But guys do too.
The guy. So that's a girl standing up a guy, and most of us said we haven't done that. I don't think it's most women.
Yeah,
do.
but how many of you guys have friend zoned men before?
Myron, that's not fair. You can't compare apples to oranges there. I see what he's trying to do, especially because of his audience. He always has to take a certain stance. But you can't compare those two things. It's not the same.
To this guy. And it's different flaking and like
I'll be my friend. I'll play like board games with him or something.
She would if he was paying his bills. Her bills.
No, I'll have him be my friend. Like, I'm pretty sure he could like play board games or something.
Yeah.
Like Catan.
There you go. That's even worse.
Bro.
Diablo 4.
All right, go ahead. What about you? What are your thoughts?
Yes. It screams overcompensation. Okay,
Period.
the flowers, the 2 weeks,
Period.
like, you're corny. So I'm pretty sure the girl that he picked was out of his league. If you want.
See, I didn't get this far in the video, but she gets it. Bro, go to something where the girls look more like your type and they're into stuff that you like. Okay, you need to get you a girl that is perfectly cool with going to 5 guys. That's your kind of girl. And there's nothing wrong with it because that's probably my kind of girl too. Bring her out to a nice place every so often, but if a girl like checking for that, I'm not that kind of dude. So I'm not going to even pursue a woman like that, okay?
Wanted a date, you want to find your mate, go to the library. Go to the grocery store, date someone who looks like you, who's gonna be attracted to you.
Bro, I feel like a psychic, bro. You see, I literally was saying this at the beginning of the video. You need to go somewhere where they look and act like you. Birds of a feather flock together. We've all heard it, and it's true. I'm a gaming nerd that likes to lift. I need to find me a girl that's like that. I should not be going trying to get some girl that's into designer clothes because I ain't into that shit and I ain't buying you that shit. If I had the money or not, I'm not getting it. I think it's a waste of money. She needs to find a guy that's into designer clothes as well. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I need to find me a girl that wants to play some fucking Tekken. You know what I'm saying? And then go to the gym after and we can come home and that's what I need, okay?
But do women typically date in their league though?
Yes.
Do women?
Yes.
Yeah.
People date across once again. No. Higher value men.
Try to like, get like women.
Certain girls like this, they want the best, the creme de la creme, yes. But there are some girls, like I said, the Dungeons and Dragons types, you're not gonna find them at a lot of these places. They're just not interested. They're in their own world, and that's where he needs to go. But like I said, Myron has a very closed-minded mindset. He thinks all girls are like Miami girls. That's why he was hitting up that dating coach because he couldn't get no play from the girls he liked.
I mean, up here. Like,
I try to find the best man.
Women always shoot their shot the most.
Yeah, you're talking about the men date higher than themselves on attraction. It depends what
Wait,
trait
what?
you're selecting for.
Yeah, but let me know what your thoughts in the comments below, and I'm out.